So a couple weeks ago, I did a video about the green card interview. And since then, I've received a lot of inquiries, so I wanted to do another video on a similar topic. Specifically, what if you make a ton of mistakes and completely bomb at the green card interview? I'm Puyan Darian, and I'm here to teach you something today. Alright, so when somebody hires me to represent them in their green card application and family petition process, one of the most important steps of the representation is client preparation for the interview. Actually, I don't even think it's that important under certain circumstances for an attorney to attend the interview with you. But it is super important to prep with that attorney before your interview so you know what to say if you're asked certain questions. And I don't mean coaching or memorizing lines. I mean what to say if you don't know how to answer a question. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Specifically, 3 things that you can say if you don't know how to answer a question. And first off, I want to say it's okay if you don't know the answer to every question at the green card interview. Just tell them what you know. So the first thing you can always say is, I don't understand the question. It's perfectly fine if you don't understand the question. You aren't gonna know the answer to everything they ask. One thing that I prep with you when we do the final interview prep is how to explain that you don't know the answer to a question. It's really important to be able to effectively explain that so the immigration officer understands where you're coming from. The second thing you can always say is, I don't understand the question. Can you please repeat it or rephrase it? And the immigration officers will sometimes ask bad questions. Questions that are poorly phrased, compound questions that are asking multiple things at the same time and you don't know what to answer, you're nervous. Things like this happen. And now the third thing that you can say is, I don't know. Now, how can that be? How can you say, I don't know? Just say, I don't know, because, and give a short explanation. Let me give you an example. You're at the interview, just for simplicity of an example, wife and husband. Husband is the immigrant spouse, wife is the US citizen. They ask the US citizen wife, how many brothers and sisters does your husband have? And your response is, he has 4 brothers and sisters. Okay, good, you knew that. Now they ask you, what are the names of all of your husband's brothers and sisters? And you really have no idea. You know his one brother because he lives in the United States and you've talked to one of the sisters, but like the other 2 who live abroad, you've never met and you've never really talked about it. So you're panicking a little bit in that situation. The response is as simple as, I don't know. I've met the one brother, I know the name of the one sister, but I really don't know the other 2 because we don't talk about it. So you gave a short explanation, because we don't talk about it, because my husband never really talks to them. It doesn't really matter. You gave your explanation. If the officer wants more information, they will ask you follow-up questions. I know that this interview can be a really scary process. You have to explain and seemingly justify your life to someone who knows nothing about you. But remember, don't be scared. It's a standard interview. Feel empowered. And how do you do that? By prepping. You need to prepare with your lawyer as long as possible for this interview. This is one of the most important stages in your life, and you shouldn't just wing it. Right? So if you benefited from this, I got the topics for this video from user feedback. So please put a comment below. Tell me what kind of videos you like, what kind of topics you want to hear more about. And if you want to prep with an attorney, if you have an interview coming up or anything like that, please call or text me 914-885-3961 or book a consult online.